if you got training partners, you can help them hit their lift. They can help you feed on each other and set the tone, with the atmosphere and the people you surround yourself with. But
feed on each other or feed off of each other?
Feed on each other. Yikes.
Yeah, I think it's feed off.
Feed off of each other. Yeah. Feed on each other's energy. Feed on each other's adrenaline. Nope, that ain't it either. Yikes. Howdy. We are going for Squat Snatch Survivor. Every 2 minutes until failure, one squat snatch at basically kind of a incrementally increasing ladder. He'll start at 135 and basically add 10 pounds to each lift. We've been working on quite a few things over the phase, and he's being an 18-year-old who's been doing CrossFit for, probably like a year or so now. It's tough because he's got for anybody who hasn't been like kind of watching him, he's got an absolutely insane engine, and has just been slowly kind of pulling the CrossFit pieces into place gradually over the last year, really, but probably more recently, like 6 months or so. What was your snatch like? What was your snatch when you first came here?
My first heavy one rep max was 165. I hit 205 when I in August, the end of August. No, 190 at the end of August, yeah. And then I hit 205 at the end of last phase, I think, after all the tempo snatches.
You spent a lot of time with the empty barbell, which I think has like paid off a ton. And then most recently we've gone from like basic positional stuff to now nitpicking so far as making sure he understands like the weight distribution in his foot over the course of the pull. And while that sounds maybe to somebody like that's fucking boring, that's like, I don't need to know that, it's helped. So if you're a coach out there, don't underestimate your athlete's ability to like understand maybe what you perceive as higher level, maybe not necessary information.
What's your hope for today?
When I tested this, I was nowhere near my max, so hoping just to at least get over 200. Tie, maybe. I don't know. I've only hit it once, so at least a tie.
It's basically every 2 minutes until failure, whatever your starting weight is, and then whatever weight increments you're adding. The caveat is you only have the first 30 seconds of that 2 minute window to make your attempts. So you can't wait until 1 minute into the interval, technically. So, but it's effectively every 2 minutes until failure, one squat snatch at ascending weights. He's kind of put in his sheet. He'll start at 135, go 10-pound jumps up to a certain point, and then start adding 5 pounds. And I think that's a like as somebody, if you're coaching yourself, a lot of times CrossFitters especially need those extra warm-up reps. So either starting lower than maybe is written. The MFT loading starts pretty high, if I remember. It's like 215 or so, which for an MFT athlete might not be that high, but like you don't lose anything by getting some extra warm-up reps in, and most people feel better after they really grease the groove. So don't be afraid to start lower. And then I would also say like it's a fun way to build up to a 1 rep max. So don't be afraid to maybe, once you start creeping up to your 95, 97, 100%, don't be afraid to make smaller jumps to get there. Obviously, too many reps can be detrimental, but more often than not, CrossFitters benefit from more reps versus fewer. 35, 45, 55, 65, then 70, okay. 75, 80. Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I did it, like 70, 75, and 80 all felt the same, and then I just got tired.
Okay,
but
you want to?
It depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah, we'll see how it feels. We go like 65, 75, 85, yeah. And then maybe it's smaller jumps. Like that's fine as well, because I don't want you to.
I'm ready.
185 and then make the 5-pound jumps? The difference between 1 and 2 lifts.
I think I'm going to.
Yeah, I think 185 is a good. Right, you just hit 175, so go 185. Let's say he misses it. It's not because we should have gone 180 and then 185. Like, I think people get wrapped around that sometimes. It's like, oh, I should have hit this when I, if it's only a few pounds difference, or as long as you're not making this egregious or silly jump, like it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. So he's also in. We'll cut him a little bit of slack. He's in the second highest volume week leading up to Wodapalooza. So he's getting his hurt on leading up to Wodapalooza, so. I think you tried to sneak under it a little too soon. As it gets heavier, you gotta, like, we talk a lot about getting under it, but as it ggets heavier, don't forget to get that, use your legs to get the height on the bar and then pull under it.
Because I had to press it out a little.
Yeah. Still improvement from test week. Yeah. In the middle of the phase when you're.
Scott, it's like a 30-second window. If you I made one mistake and then it's all panicky, and then I'm not gonna hit a lift. Panicking. Like, I just need to get out of my head and just lift the bar.
I think like the thing with like working on picking like a new technical aspect of the lift and like working on it, like. That's why you work on it at lower percentages so that you can ingrain that motor pattern. But there also has to be an element of like, you gotta be able to practice that at 85, 90, 92.5, 95%. Warm up really well. It was funny, he like walked over, he was kind of like starting with a barbell and I was like, how long did you go on a machine? He was like 4 minutes on the bike and the ski erg. And I was like, each or together? He was like, together? And I was just like, sweat check. Get yourself sweaty. Don't underestimate the power of kind of sweating, getting that full body pump and sweat check before a 1-rep max lifting session. Do your empty bar work. Don't be shy with the number of reps you do there. Retest week. We got phase 4 coming up, and we're coming right up on the season. So make sure if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber yet, phase 4 is going to be a treat, and we're looking forward to it. So misfitathletics.com, you guys can get your 2-week free trial. You can always start now and just do the snatch ladder with Brady, and then jump in week 1 for phase 4. But we'll see you guys out there.